What does bad debt mean for a recruitment agency?
So bad debt is simply monies that are owed to your agency where her client has not paid invoices for services that you've provided them. And this could be for a number of reasons. They could have gone into liquidation. They could just be not responding to any of your outreach, calls, emails, or they might just be deciding not to pay for whatever reason. Either way, it's likely that you won't see that money again.
What are the implications of bad debt for a recruitment agency?
So bad debt isn't just frustrating, it can actually pose some really serious risks to your business. And some of the impacts on the business, and there are numerous, but a couple of examples would be worth running through. The first and foremost, clearly it'll wipe out any profits. It's going to have a significant impact on cash flow. So, expecting a large invoice to be paid and it doesn't arrive, you would have planned for that. It's going to disrupt those plans. And within that, you're likely to need to eat into any cash reserves within the business. And that's going to put a strain longer term on those reserves. And if there aren't sufficient reserves, or if there isn't an alternate way to pay those contractors, there's also a reputational risk that your contractors are not going to be paid, or at the very least could well be disrupted in terms of when they're paid. So the prospect of bad debt can also provide some uncertainty in your confidence around planning and building out a strategy for your own business.
What are some ways a recruitment agency can protect themselves from bad debt?
The good news is there are a number of key strategies you can adopt to protect your agency against the impact of bad debt. So first and foremost, credit check every single client. There are often signals, early warning signals that you'd pick up on that might ask you to dig deeper. It will also provide you with a level of insight that will inform your discussions with that client and actually start to inform some of the terms of your agreement, or indeed the contractual conditions in which you're operating with them. So secondly, it's really important to set clear payment terms from the outset with your client. Ensure that you're understanding the finer detail of their process. Ensure you're removing any barriers to payment. And that would involve understanding key points of contact, understanding key deadlines and timelines within their processes, and also having a point of escalation should you need it. Thirdly, there are some really simple ways you can iron out any bumps in the road. A good example of that is purchase order management. So purchase orders are quite often a big blocker to invoices being paid. Having a robust way to manage purchase orders is critical. And then lastly, I would say, look to insure the debt wherever possible. So bad debt protection will offer you a safety net, and if the worst happens, at least you're very confident that you're likely to recoup the majority of those funds. So with 3R's fully outsourced back office and funding solution, bad debt protection and unlimited credit checks come as standard, as do a fully outsourced credit control and streamlined purchase order management system. Lastly, I would say if you're keen to discuss this further, reach out to us. There's a whole team here that can discuss this particular topic and anything else in relation to risk and compliance side of the business. We'd be happy to speak to you.